So my name's Claire and I was part of Team 6 in Jailbreak 2013.
Right, I'm Sharon Murphy. I participated in Jailbreak 2013.
We got to Madrid around 1:30 in the afternoon. At that stage we didn't really care where other teams were, we just wanted to make our flight. So we were like, we have to get to Argentina.
And it was a 7-hour flight to Dubai. We were the first team to get out of Europe. Our Facebooks exploded. So Dubai was actually just like a stopover.
We checked in then, and that was when Circa Macaulay, who was organising it that year, she was like, you need to keep going. And they threw us in some money, so they got us a bus.
When we landed in Singapore, and we were like, look, you know, we're still not far enough. Is there anything else that we can do? Like, and we ended up just on this ferry to Bintan, which was in Indonesia.
So we got into Mar del Plata, it was called, at Emisfern around 4:30 or so. And eventually then we stumbled onto a seafront, which is beautiful. We're like, oh, we've not done too badly. So we thought then that that was our last, like our final destination. And then we checked in online. Everyone knew where we were because it had just kicked off so much. And then this person, I don't know how, it was like a friend of a friend of a friend. They were like, we know these people who own a newspaper station in Mar del Plata. So we went to this newspaper station. Eventually, when we were like, oh listen, we need to get another 35 kilometers, I think, at that point in the next hour. Is there anything that you can do to help? And they were like,
so our main competition was the team that went to Argentina. And the last we heard, they were getting into a taxi on the way, you know, south.
Like, yes, we're gonna help you. So they called us this taxi man, and they got us a taxi from Mar del Plata to another little place called Miramar. And the taxi man was crazy, like he got just as into it as everyone else. And
so at one point, Brian and I actually started legging it down as far south as we possibly could. So we started, like, you know, wheeling our way through all the forests and roads and whatever, trying to get down to the furthest point. And then we hit the sea. You know, we hit the beach. And at one point, Brian turns to me and just goes, "Should we swim?"
He just like sped along the roads, broke every red light, like so many cars were dodging us. And yeah, he brought us to this place called Miramar, and there was only like 2 petrol stations in this whole place. And he pulled up to the first one and he was like, told us to stay, and he hopped out and he ran in, and then he came back, he's like, no Wi-Fi, no Wi-Fi. We were like, ah! So that was the furthest south that we made it, and at that point, you know, it was a guessing game to see who could get the furthest. So he like spun around to the other petrol station, and then he was like, yeah, okay, Wi-Fi, come on. So we jumped out, and that was when we checked in, and we had 10 minutes to go. And we knew that when we were getting into the taxi that it was between us and the Indonesia team.
I think the last hour and a half was the most intense moment of the entire competition, because at that point we were still in the lead, and we just saw the Argentinian team just edging closer and closer, and we could just see the kilometers between us getting smaller and smaller, and we were absolutely freaking out, just like, please, you know, it was a race against time.
It took them an hour, I think, to announce it, and then they were like, yeah, the Team 6 has won.
We didn't really mind as such, you know, we were doing it for a good cause. It was such an unbelievable experience, and it was such a fun journey that we didn't mind coming second, you know. So yeah, it was, if I could do it again, I wouldn't change a thing.